Tonight, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports.
It is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
The ball carrier.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brings up
one thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards the pickup there. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 14 carries, 100 yards on the nose, and a score.
He's the number 2 runner in the league. You just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Come back to Back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
12. First down, Cleveland.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And again, it's Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Browns have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
17-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
29-yard line.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Joe Mixon, the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Nothing.
Second down and 7. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Flushed out right. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 41-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a first down.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Burrow looking to pass. Flush to his right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 26. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow avoids the target, and he has it over the middle. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So all even it's 7 now as they kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Browns offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams will play and play to win each and every game. They're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Mayfield hands to Chubb on the draw. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
No, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Good go. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 25-yard line. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield going for it all. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down and for a set.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown, Cleveland.
From 21 yards away. And the Browns have taken the lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. The pass there over the middle to start things out. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. Burrow going to get this into the hands of Mixon, his running back. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. And Tate's got it. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
On 3rd down, Burrow. It's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Zane Gonzalez, the former Browns kicker, out for the field goal against his old teammates. This just a 24-yard attempt. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
The Browns drive about to get started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
And incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
So we are at halftime. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Bengals 10.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now this throw caught left side, and he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. He's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Bengals 10.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this carries into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And right away, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Browns sack. Myles Garrett, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Looking middle, and that's complete. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Myles Garrett in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because
and I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The throw there finding its way to Boyle. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Burrow on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded at about the 28.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
We're all right. Just call the call. We're going to play it. Come on now.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Going deep here for Landry. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
32.
A gain of 32 that time. From the red zone now, Mayfield. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Line number 10.
From 17 yards out. And this offense is running away with this one.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
21-yard line.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At the 34-yard line.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down. Here's Burrow. Steps away to his left. Fights through, and now a crease. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Now it's Burrow. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
He was brought
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They run it again with Chubb. Dances by him. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The tackle made.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They give the Chubb out of the gun. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
It's a gain of 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
At the 25-yard line.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
He was trying to get that ball to Auden Tate.
And it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
2nd and 10 now, Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, not a gain that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, they're now